Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamila and this is Jamila Creates, where we create beautiful things. So last time I painted this lobster. I also was testing the idea of using dye sticks, and they work kind of like pastels, but on fabric. So I just did a little playing with that, and I told y'all I would make it into a pocket tee this time. So that is what we're doing this time. So it's several days later, and I had to wash this piece and dry it more than once. I just wanted to be really sure that this paint wouldn't come off onto the white shirt, because that would be bad. Also, this pocket was a little tall, so what I did was that I measured this edge right here onto, let's say, this line, and then I measured this top edge onto an even line like here or something. Lined it up and then pinned it like that, so that, because we don't need all this. This is a lot. This pocket is a lot, but I feel like it's the, it's the vibe. Creating a pattern for a pocket is really easy. You can just trace whatever pocket you like. Trace like half of it on a piece of paper that's folded in half, unfold it, and you have a pocket. So it's like the easiest pattern to make. I might put a pocket pattern on my store. If I get around to it, I might not, but it might not be hard enough to even bother. So now, or you could just make a square. I like to make a square with a little triangle at the end, like an upside down house. So now I'm going to cut this off, and I have enough for seam allowance, so I don't have to worry about that. And then it's just a matter of sewing it onto the t-shirt. For a little bit of extra stability, I traced the pocket onto here, and I'm going to cut a couple centimeters into here so that it'll hit the seam, but it won't be sticking out. And I'm actually going to put this onto, or iron this with the shiny glue side down onto my pocket to stabilize the knit fabric. All right, how are we doing? Can we see this? I'm not sure if we can, because I'm looking through the lens and it looks a little blurry to me, but that's okay. Moving on to the next thing. So you can see that this is nice and attached. So what we want is for this to be in the middle of this. And yes, I know it's very oversized for this, but I think I'm going for that kind of look. I don't love is I don't think it's straight, but now that could be a look too. I forgot to mention it earlier, but I cut this off around this seam because we're not sewing this here. We're keeping this as is so that it's a functional pocket. So we want this to be as working as possible. Now we're just going to fold this all over. I'm not really sure how much I want to fold it over, but not too much. I think like that much. I don't really have a plan to keep the seams from fraying, except that when I painted this, it was thick. And so that might keep it from fraying. I think we're going to sew it down about here. So I want it to be so that it hits the, the seams hit the interfacing, but the interfacing doesn't show on the sides of the seams. felt like this wasn't enough. So I have this little piece of scrap here. This is actually a fabric that I designed myself, and it's still in my store on Spoonflower. And I'm just going to cut around this. I already interfaced it so that I can just easily top stitch it with maybe a zigzag stitch and make it look like a patch on the arm. And then, so it's gonna go right there. And then I was thinking of putting some little shell embroideries, hand embroidering little seashells around too, just to make it a little bit more. The parrot is because I'm not sure if it's shown in any of the other footage and I already threw it away, but the tag that came with the shirt was a matching, well, not matching, but it was a Margaritaville one. It had a tear in the center of it, so it wasn't good quality anyway, but yeah, it was a Margaritaville tag. It had a little parrot on it. So I have this fabric that's similar. I'm just going to cut it out and zigzag stitch it on the sleeve.